Madam Chair, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. To answer the questions, let me begin to say that today we are at a critical juncture and midway to 2030. The climate crisis, COVID-19 pandemic, and increased number of conflicts around the world have a significant impact on the implementation of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals agreed by the United Nations. Accelerated pathway with new transformative and effective enablers to achieve the goal is vital. And most importantly, there must be stronger and united commitment by all stakeholders to implement the SDGs at all levels of society. On this note, I reaffirm that Malaysia is fully committed to implement the new urban agenda and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And I would like to highlight 4 key points that are critical to drive the success of the SDGs. First, aligning policies with clear direction and strategic planning. Achieving SDGs and the transformation required hinges on effective national policies. National development plans play a critical role as they are the center of the policy-making process. And policy integration is crucial to ensure capacity, consistency, coordination, and collaboration among implementing agencies and stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia's SDG implementation is foremost aligned with the nation's 5-year National Development Plan. This also underlines our government's development budget for the nation. Our current 12 Malaysia Plan has 4 key measures to develop SDGs, sustainable cities and communities. First, promote effective urban planning and governance. Second, foster sustainable urban economy. Third, prioritize green and resilient urban development. And fourth, build sustainable urban society. Malaysia's national urbanization policy sets the urban sector to be the driver for the nation's economic growth through a systematic and planned urbanization process. Today, this policy embedded the new urgent agenda as SDGs to provide a common goal in transforming cities to be sustainable, livable, productive, inclusive, and resilient as our city continues to face new challenges. In managing climate change, Malaysia is making progress through a resource-efficient and climate-resilient development model. Our national climate change policy emphasizes on shared responsibility with commitments at all levels of government and civil society to address adaptation and mitigation measures. Circular economy and decarbonization are high on our agenda, with efforts to manage waste holistically, create green markets, encourage renewable energy, and invest in green technology. Climate Change Act in Malaysia will soon be formulated and is expected to be enforced in 2 years' time. Excellencies, second is good governance. To accelerate the implementation of SDGs, Malaysia has established a multi-stakeholder participatory governance structure held by the National SDG Council, chaired by our Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, and attended by all heads of states and cabinet ministers. The SDG National Council play an important role in setting the national agenda and providing direction for SDG implementation in the country. It is supported by an SDG steering committee, technical committee, and 7 working committees from various stakeholders, including participation by private sectors and civil society. Third, data and information. To disseminate and share data related to SDG, Malaysia has launched the National SDG Progress Monitoring System, SDG Dashboard, in March 2019. Malaysia SDG Indicators Report by our Department of Statistics recorded only 99 indicators. However, with full support by the cooperation and coordination from agencies and ministries, Malaysia today has 175 out of the 248 global indicators made available at the national level, which is 71% available indicators. With better level of indicators availability at the national level, we now embark on obtaining granular data at the local level. And today, an addition of 18 new indicators has been obtained to measure and monitor the SDGs at the district level. That's why we say data is gold. Having said that, data has helped us monitor how the COVID-19 pandemic has reversed Malaysia's gain in SDG progress early and has further exacerbated existing social and economic inequalities. Out of the 146 indicators available in 2020, 49 has improved, 34 have not changed, 41 have decreased. These setbacks have made Malaysia more committed to gaining and improving its SDG achievement as we battle to recover from the crisis, adapt and mitigate the impact of climate change, which has affected our people's livelihood. Last but not least is funding. It is well noted that we have a financing gap to mobilize the SDGs. Apart from aligning the SDGs to our 5-year national development budget, despite being a developing country, Malaysia has set up a My SDG Trust Fund with a fund allocation of US dollars 3.6 million. The fund is a partnership between My SDG Foundation, the United Nations in Malaysia, and supported by the Ministry of Finance. The fund supports projects that target people and communities who are at risk of being left behind. It encourages partnership and collaboration across all sectors of society to ensure sustainable development benefits everyone. By focusing on local efforts, the fund aims to improve life of the people in different areas and groups, contributing to overall SDG progress in Malaysia. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I believe there are other critical enablers needed to drive the SDG. However, it is important to prioritize and work diligently towards addressing local challenges. Once again, the Malaysian government is committed to seeing through this quest, and we believe that concerted and collaborative efforts need to be scaled up to achieve our goals. Always remember, we are stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, and for focusing inequalities at the centre of your speech. Thank you again. I would now like to go to Honourable Emil and